Every one of us has an inner child locked away inside of us, put there long ago during our real childhood when we were forced to hide our true feelings. Your inner child has always been a creative, curious, and playful being with a desire to just belong. Like an untrained puppy, it might sometimes leap up in places it shouldn't, hoping to be rewarded by a pat or a kind word. But instead, on receiving a reprimand, slouching back to its corner with its tail between its legs. Eventually, the puppy learned obedience and curtailed much of its inquisitiveness, trotting instead by its master's side, doing as it was told, and losing an important part of its individuality. Just like the puppy, sometime in your childhood, you were forced to abandon your childish notions and behaviors because some adult decided that you needed to grow up. And not knowing any better, you obeyed them because that is what children do. Of course, in many ways, this was good as it taught you important social skills and prepared you for the harsh reality of life. But at that time, those adults didn't realize the effect it would have later on in your adult life. They didn't know how you felt when you hid your feelings of rejection, hurt, or other negative emotions. How could they? And perhaps for your part, you didn't tell them. After all, it's quite common for children, and indeed many adults, to contain their feelings and suffer in silence, not wishing to impose themselves upon others. You might well wonder why adults feel compelled to encourage children to modify their behavior or stifle their creative side. Why can't children act like children? Why can't adolescents revert to childlike behaviors? Why must adults behave like adults? The answer is because we are programmed this way by society, and adults' control of behavior is influenced by what happened to them during their own childhood, and they believe that it is the correct way to nurture children and help them to grow into responsible adults. Perhaps you were told not to be stupid when you gave your opinion as a child, or that children should be seen and not heard. Maybe you received negative reactions instead of praise when you did something right, or perhaps the adults in your life constantly commented on and criticized your mistakes or perceived failures. I'm willing to bet that if you think hard enough, you will remember a time when you also told at least one other person to grow up because they were behaving in a manner which either offended or embarrassed you. But why should anyone have to change their behavior just to suit another person's expectations? These types of put-downs can leave mental scars deep within our psyche, which are detrimental to our growing up process. They contribute towards shaping our character and can lead to people feeling less motivated and at odds with themselves when it comes to coping with life. So, to get the best out of your life, you need to re-establish contact with your inner child. Invite it forward and listen carefully to what your inner child has to say. Listen and learn more about your potential. Learn how to release those suppressed and repressed emotions and feelings, and finally make your inner child happy and playful again. Listen and understand why your inner child was unhappy, and help it find ways of resolving that unhappiness. Listen and respond in the way that you would have loved to have been responded to at that time. Now is your chance to find and fix any and all negative feelings and emotions that your inner child has been suffering from. To do this, I want you to go back in your mind now. Go back to a time when you were experiencing the issues that have been bothering you recently. You might need to go back to somewhere between 3 and 8 years of age. If so, just let your mind wander back gently in time, sifting carefully through the memories of the past, as though there is no such thing as time. Let your mind travel back now and see or feel or experience or simply sense yourself becoming smaller and younger and smaller. It may feel as though you were swirling through a long dark tunnel or traveling over the bridge of time. You might experience yourself on a vast beach with the ocean before you and the sands of time to the left and to the right, representing your past and your future. Whichever method you decide, just allow yourself to drift gently back now. Uncover that time when you were a young child. Good. Now visualize yourself watching a huge screen with a movie being shown on it. You are standing there in that house where you lived, the home that you knew as a very young child. Look around the room. Notice how it looks. See the window, the table, the door, perhaps some shelves or cabinets, and other furniture. See yourself as a small child. Notice your hairstyle and see what you were wearing. How tall are you? And what are you doing? Perhaps you have a toy, or a favorite game or book, or maybe you are with someone else. If so, just notice this other person and know their relationship to you. How do you feel? Are you upset or happy? Identify a time when something bothered you, but you had to suppress your feelings or emotions. And as you watch your child self on the screen, know that the you is here in the now, in your room, in your own area, safe and secure. You will not experience any distress watching your inner child. Instead, there will be feelings of calmness and curiosity because you really want to learn more about your inner child and how to help it. And as you see or sense yourself at the time that something really bothered you, perhaps you are experiencing strange feelings. Are you aware of what's happening? You may be frightened or upset, or there may be other deeper emotions. I want the adult you, the one who is here now listening to me, to go back and visit that young, innocent inner child. See yourself as you are now, stepping forward to meet your younger self. Introduce yourself to your inner child and quickly make friends with your inner child self. Put your arms around them, embrace them warmly, comfort them. Listen to your inner child's concerns and tell it that you understand. Reassure your inner child that you know they did their very best because you know it. They had always done their very best. Tell your inner child that from now on, you will be there for it, whenever your child may need you. All it needs to do is knock on the door of your subconscious mind, and you will instantly be there to calm and comfort and offer reassurance and guidance. The more you listen to your inner child, the more you learn. And if anything should start to bother you again in the future, whether it is in your dreams, your daydreams, or thoughts, know that you can go back inside and contact your inner child to find out exactly what the problem or problems may be. You now know that you can pinpoint and correct whatever it is that's causing you concern, with some help and guidance of your inner child. And at last, your life will become stress-free and a most wonderful and enjoyable experience. Now, what may happen in the future is that sometimes you just get that gut feeling that you want to go inside for a short while and revisit your inner child self. And although consciously you may not be aware that you are with your inner child, the deepest part of your mind experiences a feeling of total unity within. And this creates beneficial sensations of harmony, joy, contentment, and inner peace. Notice now how you feel differently about any and all feelings and emotions which may have been troubling you, having made friends with your inner child. You instinctively sense that from now on, everything is going to be fine. Everything will all work out for the best as your subconscious mind continues to protect you in a way that allows you to develop your full adult potential. It's time now to say goodbye to your inner child, knowing that they're always there. Firmly assure your child that you will come back and visit, just like your inner child can visit you. Now, allow your normal consciousness to come back. Become more awake. Bring back with you the things you learned. Get excited about new possibilities and new avenues for you to explore. Your life is filled with challenges, but also opportunities. And you, complete with your inner child, can find a way to overcome those challenges, can find a way to seize those opportunities. So, say goodbye now to your inner child. Continue the healing. And slowly begin to come back to the room as I count from 0 up to 5. Each number allowing you to become more awake, more prepared, more alert, deeper, relaxed, but ready to engage in those new challenges and opportunities. Starting from 0 up to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Eyes open, wide awake. Eyes open, wide awake.